Effective writing tips for accountants. For accountants and finance professionals, effective writing is not just about words. It must also include the numbers and diagrams that tell the story. Using a data and information visualization approach can help. By Alexandra Kane. This article has been edited for audio purposes. There is much more to accounting than numbers. Good storytelling is crucial and a highly prized skill in a field where making the connection between numbers and language is an art form. The key is to make people care about your writing. While this may sound tricky, in a world that appears to be more about spreadsheets than semicolons, money is a deeply personal topic. This means there are many ways to engage an audience. Nick McGuigan, FCPA, a professor of accounting at Monash University, says, accountants need emotional intelligence and empathetic reasoning to connect to others. He says, we use a language that is technical and numbers that are not comfortable for everyone. This requires translation. This means being able to explain the numbers' context and being able to convey a demanding situation's emotional and human elements. Nick McGuigan says, we need to be able to process complexity and technical jargon that explains what we mean in everyday language. Good writing should tell a story. Stories persuade a client to do something because they don't trigger resistance. We relax and open our minds when we hear stories. Stephen Lewis, director of copywriting agency Tailist, says a storyteller isn't challenging our opinion. They're simply relaying what happened to someone else. Stories are just one tool in an accountant's writing arsenal. Being able to use graphs and diagrams to represent complex ideas is equally important. This is an area known as data and information visualization. As its name suggests, this is an interdisciplinary area that concerns the way data and information is represented graphically. Nick McGuigan says it requires accountants to see the bigger picture. He says it allows us to see a problem or the world through multiple perspectives. We can learn the technicalities of data and information visualization through software applications and upskilling programs. He believes it's critical to emphasize thought processes. Integrated ways of thinking open narrow viewpoints and enable us to see the bigger picture. We learn to value critical approaches, integrate the different components of a problem, and appreciate the holistic nature of business decision-making. Diagrams and numbers must be paired with good grammar so that they can properly grab the audience's attention. While many people learned writing rules at school, the good news is that there are many ways to break them so that your writing is meaningful. Director of Magnetic Brand Co., Kat Elizabeth, says starting a sentence with and or but is completely acceptable these days when used in moderation, and will allow you to create shorter, snappier sentences. In fact, Kat Elizabeth says shorter sentences can be really short, even one word. Paragraphs can and should, in the case of emails and social media, also be short. Bullet points can also be incorporated to help with this too. She says varying the length of your sentences breaks up the monotony of long-form content and creates a rhythm that's pleasant to read and fun to write. If you come up against writer's block, says Elizabeth, try using voice notes and record yourself saying what you want to get across. Then listen back and transcribe your words. This is also helpful if you're used to writing in a formal tone and you're trying to sound more conversational. Before you start writing, create a brief for yourself that answers 3 questions. Who is my reader? What do I want them to know? And what do I want them to do? Kat Elizabeth says, this helps you get straight to the point. Once you've finished drafting, read your words back and see if anything has slipped in that doesn't fit your brief. Then cut it.